Shake it. All right, we are back and action, and I'm starting the clock right now.
All right.
We have 11 minutes. So, all right. So from the first part of the show, we talked about stuff.
Here's a recap. We talked about there's a couple of Canadian games, and I think there's more than that have a really, really Canadian feel to them. And I found that fairly interesting because they start to feel like Canadian films. That's the recap of it.
All right. And you chewed up your bicycle and stuff.
Yeah, and I videotaped it, and I didn't put the link up yet.
Yeah.
So we'll get there because
but these things they're only true if they're on pictures, right? So it's good that you did that. Things only happen if they're on. You see me running around with my camera all the time, taking pictures of things, putting them on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
People make fun of me, but really, it doesn't happen if it's no picture. So, and I forget what the rest of it was about. What was I talking about? I have notes. Oh, yeah, the Fabulous. Really check out if you have an Android app, an Android, and you are in any way interested in just kind of shaking things up a bit in your life, I'd just try it out for a few weeks, and then pay for it if you want to pay for it. I actually paid for it. Yeah,
if it's a good app, it's worth it. These days,
I don't know. I got a half price, so a lot. It's about $65. It's like having a coach. I did some stuff. I missed a day, and it went through this really gentle process with me about getting back on track and how this doesn't mean the end and blah blah blah. Like it was very, and it had me meditate. And like I was saying, the more you don't want to meditate, the better it would be for you. It's really, if you let yourself, and this is what I'm finding, this is the royal you, if you let yourself really give into this app, it starts to mold you, at least it's molding me into a person with some really great routines that have been helping me be a lot more productive and a lot happier. Like I eat breakfast now, dude. I never used to eat breakfast at all. Never.
That's
breakfast.
A hard one.
No, I used to eat breakfast was like, I don't know, an hour before lunch. Yeah. So yeah, now breakfast is before I leave the house in the morning. Again, it's just one of those things that added in as the morning routine. I exercise every morning now before I do anything. And if I don't exercise, then the day hasn't started. So it's really got these things plugged into my head bit by bit. They're adding them. So and that's where I was talking to you about. Just look at the time going by. That's where I was talking to you about that app that has that blocks off my phone. And I'm using that because I'm using the Pomodoro technique, which is one of those techniques. Simon and I will do a show with you about. We're always looking at productivity hacks, so this will come up, the Pomodoro technique. But you work for 25 minutes, you don't work for 5, and it goes on about 4 times, and then you have a 15-minute break, and you get insane amount of work done. But you got to look for the things that are distracting you, and my cell phone is one. Like I'll put it up in another room, and it still will call me. So this app that I have makes it that you can just use a preset amount of apps. And it's kind of cool. The phone's locked. So
that's a big one for me too. There was a point where I had to I did a DNS thing to my computer to stop me from looking at sites. Like to stop me going to Slashdot. I think I put Slashdot in localhost just with a page to get back to work.
Sorry.
But you know what I'm talking about. Right?
Yeah, I used to check Slashdot every 20 seconds. Like, what now? I don't know why I stopped checking Slashdot.
It just there was one day where it
stopped being cool. It's like the Register. I used to watch the Register all the time. Register.co. It was like the tabloid of tech news.
That's because tech news used to be more interesting.
Yeah, that was when
that was just regular business.
What? The Deck Alpha. Do you remember that?
No, what's that?
just insane badass machines that I think.
Oh, DEC Alpha. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think HP bought the company and just it went away.
Yeah, I think they folded it or something. They did something with it.
Yeah, they screwed it. And then there's Crane, and then Linux probably destroyed them.
Oh yeah,
because but their machines looked good.
Yeah, there was also, remember Silicon Graphics?
Yeah, but I think they were just way too full of themselves for what they had. I always had a thing about them being like, so what?
You can see that too. It's just they were another niche hardware maker at that point.
Yeah, and I just feel like they sat around a little too long with some of the stuff that they had. They didn't update a lot of stuff as quickly because they were Silicon Graphics, and they got well, they're not around right now, are they?
The UI was abominable, as I remember.
Yeah. So no, I was on the machines like a couple times, I think, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we're back. That was probably really loud. Sorry. So yeah, so what are we doing right now? What do we have in place? I don't even know if Simon knows all of the stuff that we were talking about. Simon, what do you know that we're doing? Like that we actually have completed?
Completed?
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. There's what I've seen is you've got a lot of documentation down on just the workflow of what we're trying to set up. You've been working on the websites, and I've just kind of been sitting on the domains for the last week, and I finally got them set up. I think 20 minutes ago, essentially. So
I think it's to sell yourself short on the content.
Yeah.
Because once this other work is done, it mostly should run itself.
Yeah, once we get a template, right?
Yeah, and that's what all of this work is for. Like we go through and we do a little bit of it, and then we figure out how to streamline it and do it the best. That's the Kaizen thing again, and then move out a little bit. And it's the content though that we're gonna have to come up with, and that we're gonna have to be really sharp with, down to 3 minutes. Yeah. So we've had I know that we've had a lot of time things. We're again, like for instance, the 3 minutes. The technology. We started late today because of content. Actually, we had pretty good content, but we had to tweak it a little bit. Last week we started about 45 minutes late because of technology. It was brutal. Simon is unable to participate fully right now because I need to do a full knowledge transfer to him, and I don't know the technology at all, really. I know I click buttons.
I gotta try and run, I guess, next week's show. I was supposed to run this week's show, but caught up on me a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you know what? We'll actually, why don't we do a meeting earlier than the one that we scheduled?
Sure.
We'll do the knowledge transfer then, because the reason why I'm saying this to you guys is we have a site set up for this show, but it hasn't been configured at all. So Simon, you can go in and configure it, or at Simon's site. Somebody's site needs to be configured. I don't know who's. Yeah, and so there's been a bunch of gotchas, and we've really been learning by doing this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you asked me a month ago if I was going to actually be doing this, I would have said no. I'm kind of in shock in a way that we're here where we are. So
you did a lot of stuff fast in a good way.
Yeah, and we still are. I mean, we have a push. We have a push. I have some places that I'd like to be. This is actually the last part of the show. I've got 130, 34. Let me add. No, I've got 134. So we'll see how close we get to that. I know we're gonna go over. I'm confident it's 120. So I'm confident it's not going to be as long. So yeah, so the show, this is the format that we have right now for you. This is one of the things that we've thought about. We were working on earlier today. is 22 minutes. 2 11-minute segments of 22 minutes. At the beginning of the first segment, we'll be talking about whatever. We're going to try and have whatever the topic is of the show at the beginning, middle, and the end. The middle at the end will be after the second segment. Yeah, so there's that. There is how are we going to publicize this thing, and the idea for. So there's the long-term, medium-term, and immediate, long-term, mid-term goals for exactly how to go about doing promotion for this. And the short-term goals are basically do everything you can without doing very much at all. So that said, we'll be creating pages, like WordPress pages, and using a tool to publicize the pages. So they'll be going to Facebook pages, which we have a site for. That is Time. So we have a site for Facebook pages.
Yep. You did a bunch of social media sites.
Yeah, this is why, like, for example, this is people are like, oh, he's talking so much. Okay, the reason I'm talking so much right now is because Simon doesn't know I did all of this stuff.
I know. I'm catching up.
Yeah, and I told him before during the show, I'm like, dude, you're gonna hear about a whole bunch of stuff. So like, this is it. So yeah, so there's the Facebook page. There's Twitter. Twitter's an easy one to talk to people about. Facebook page is good too. Mm-hmm. There'll be. I'll try and come up with original content for Facebook people. The show itself will also be fed into Facebook feeds, so through Simon's personal feed and through my personal feed to our network. So there's going to be a few ways in Facebook that you can actually get access to the show on Netflix. And then there's going to be a good Google Plus channel. And the cool thing about Google Plus right now is it's really pretty. And it works really well. And it works really well with YouTube. So
yeah, that it does.
Yeah. So the thing about that I was saying before about doing the least amount of work and getting the most amount of impact out of it means that really we should be working in YouTube and Google Plus. And I know we both take a lot of photographic content. We're both very visual people. There's collections in there. There's streams in there. There's a lot of things in there that we can use to promote the show and further promote the ideas of the show. So I think Google Plus is where, at least I know I'm going to be spending a lot of my social time regarding the show. You may like to focus elsewhere, but that's where I'm going to be. And then what are you thinking? Like, what do you think about that? See, this is, for example, for you there. This is.
Yeah, I get.
This is how we do things. Like.
You know what I need you to do? We need to share that Here Be Danger account on TweetDeck. I need to set that up because that will kick everybody's butt. Because you can run multiple accounts from TweetDeck and have it like I can blast stuff into the Here Be Danger channel from some of the other Twitter accounts I have.
Okay, so let's do that. Like, let's map it out. I was working with Hootsuite today. I'm never really truly happy with Hootsuite. It always feels like a compromise of a bunch of different things. But for what it does it does it well. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, and it's free.
So Hootsuite's still free. TweetDeck is too.
Yeah, it's free for 3 accounts, and it does a really good job.
Yeah.
At the stuff. I think this is simply what it is. There's different channels in it, so you're going to be talking through or different mediums. It depends on how you want to talk about it. You have your Twitter, you have your Facebook, you have your Google Plus, and the way you work in each one of them is different. So when you're constructing ideas, they tend to, in the interface, push you towards, or it lends towards creating one message for all platforms. Mm-hmm. And they're not all the same, so the messages get awkward and quirky. And I that's one of the things I think I don't like about it that much. There's not that much of a differentiation between the platforms at a campaign level. Well, stopping there. So yeah, and then other content that we can have on here that that I was thinking about and things that we were talking about are video games. I know I've set up some video game links in the channel.
Yeah.
I got to show you what I was doing. That part was cool. And then surfing sessions. The key here is always going to be the discussions that we have at Wednesday nights at 10 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Eastern time.
Eastern time.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's new time that we just invented. It's going to be
That
like
works.
everybody's going to be using it in like 3 days.
Considering all the hippies out here, I'll stick with it.
Yeah, Eastern time, and then tie-ins in with our work online. Basically, the other things that we do online,
Yeah.
and other things that people we know do online. That's pretty cool. Or not even online, just in general.
Yeah, we got to talk about our friend stuff because a lot of people we know are doing cool things. So.
We're fortunate. Our group of friends.
Yeah.
We have a very talented bunch of people.
It's ridiculous
to talk to about things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stuttering. There's so many people that at least I knew when we hung out together at Two Cows. Two Cows was a hotbed of just talent, and I know a bunch of those people to this day. Two Cows was a place that we both worked around. I don't know, when I was younger. Well, let's just say younger.
They had a really aggressive push for very good people early on.
Yeah,
it's paid off very well.
It really did.
Because everybody else in the industry was treating you like garbage. Because I worked there, and that's how it was for a little while. Except for Two Cows, you got free bagels at Two Cows.
Oh, we got food.
Screw
we
everybody.
got foosball. This is before foosball and like Friday.
Yeah, before it was a
lunches
cliche, man.
Yeah, before it was cliche, we got all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I was like, that's how you have to keep them. And we weren't millennials either. So
No.
That's not how you kept the millennials. We just loved the food. That was it. We ate it.
Yeah, it was good food, and there was a lot of perks.
Yeah. No, well, yeah. Okay. I'm not even going to go there either. So, yeah. So our next segment, our next show is going to be next Wednesday.
Next
At 10 o'clock?
Wednesday at 10 o'clock, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
That's
still
a good
not sure
time.
about the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's every week at the same time, but still getting new to us also. So it's 10 o'clock next Wednesday. We're going to have this show both up on both of our websites and on the Here Be Danger website. Sometime over the next couple days. This is it is a lot of work, and I think I said before, I am looking for work, so there's a lot of other stuff that we're doing, but this is pretty cool. I'm really happy with the velocity, and Simon, really, I can't be doing this without you. So
Cool. And definitely the same too. It would just be me talking into the mic, or not the mic, just talking to the camera.
Well, I was thinking even with somebody else, it wouldn't. Clearly, it could be done with somebody else. From my point of view, like, yeah, I could do it with somebody else, but it wouldn't be fun. It would be awkward.
I want to do this show live from virtual environments, like really stupid ones, like live from ARC online, or you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, which is kind of why I was talking about the video games to put that in there, because other than like GTA 5, because I go in there and I play. I've tried it.
Yeah.
Simon sent me a GTA 5 box, so I can play with him, and basically I installed it. Started playing it. This is the part I didn't tell you. I can't drive in the game at all. It sucks. And when I go and log in to the online, I last about 3 seconds.
Yeah, because people just run up and execute you.
Right? And I have this sweet apartment, and I think I have a really nice car or something like that. I have this sweet apartment, though, and I can't even make my way to it. So I don't go in, right?
Can we talk about when we played that? Okay, subject. No.
Yeah. No, it's still pretty hard.
I had a journey across the city once to try and get to my apartment, and it was the wrong time to play. And I was scared. By the time I got to my apartment, I was like, God, I got to get upstairs. It's crazy. but I still
Oh.
play it.
Yeah, I remember this disturbing scene in GTA 4 at the at the garage.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So good evening,
Good evening.
and stay on. So I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Good show.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Till next week.
Yeah. Okay.